And in the mid-1900s, a final look back on an amazing woman is Virginia Apgar. The Apgar numerical score is a quick system of checks on a baby's heart rate, muscle tone, color, reflexes, and respiration during the first 60 seconds of birth. She developed that, and today it's still used almost universally. She then went on to become a director of clinical anesthesiology in one of New York's medical centers. I wonder how many lives were saved and how many parents got the opportunity to be parents because of her brain power and her ability to cause change. I'll share a personal story, and this is not nearly as amazing as the ones we've already heard, but it's about not being surprised at change. When I graduated, December 1990, it was the beginning of the Kuwait War, also known as the Persian Gulf War. Jobs were limited, and I was still beating myself up for blowing my final KPMG interview. Apparently, I had really ticked the last interviewing partner off about asking about all my friends at KPMG and if he knew what they were up to and how they were doing. He had other things to do than to update me on my friends, the nerd. So, 20 years later, my success is directly related to the people I know and the bonds we share. Some of them we created in elementary school, middle school, college. Anyway, back to my first job. For a year, I worked in a really small accounting shop, and it was okay, but it just didn't feel like home for a career. So I reconnected with a partner from, at the time, Pricewaterhouse, who I met on this campus. She'd moved back to Jacksonville. She was part of an 8-partner firm, and I got that job. I was a little surprised by the time I started that we were down to 4 partners. But it was okay. It was a great ground to learn. And I had a great time and learned everything about my clients. Then one morning we walked in and there was computer equipment, furniture, and files gone. We were down to 2 partners. It was time to call KPMG and ask for another shot. And I did, and I got it. And I stayed 11 years meeting the most amazing people and bringing difference and change to clients and our firm. I am certain my life was meant to take this path, to have the opportunity that I do today in founding my own company. And how about present day failures and successes? Let's talk about some present day women who have dared to be amazing. Take a Jacksonville native like me and a Florida State graduate like many of us, Donna Deegan. Donna is a Jacksonville Evening News anchor, having successfully fought cancer 3 times. This mother of 2 has established 2 not-for-profits, written a book entitled The Good Fight, and established 2 annual marathons, one of which is the only one in the country exclusively raising funds for breast cancer research and care. There's a whole host of other additional amazing things Donna has done for our community, but think of the lives she's touched. Think of the difference that she made. What if she hadn't been willing to share her hard times with us? How about Alex Zink? She served successfully as Chief Financial Officer of our state before taking on the horns and the treacherous road to just fall short, which are her words, of her goal to be Florida's first female governor. Surely we can see the triumphs in the journey. What if she hadn't tried? Do you think there'd be a few lessons she wouldn't have learned? A few friends she wouldn't have found? Experiences she wouldn't have had? Now, with all the successes and millions of others out there, I caution us to steadfastly think that we can be amazing without shortfalls and challenges. Let us realize that despite the amazing people who have blazed the trail before us, there's still a lot of work we can do on our path of daring to be amazing. Statistics and the fact that today's women still earn 75 to 80% of every dollar that a man does with similar education and in a similar role. In a recent wage differential by state showed very consistent results. There's volumes of statistics regarding us as women and how we're changing the marketplace. But there's two examples I want to bridge so that we can bridge the gap. For instance, within all Fortune 500 Chief Executive Officer roles, in 2010, women held 14.4%. That's 735 of the 5,110 seats available. It's almost a 1% increase from 2009, but still much lower than it can be. And for the Fortune 500 corporate board seats, only 15.7% were held by women. I wonder how far we'll bridge this gap in 10, 20 years. So we beg to ask ourselves, what can we do to change things? How can we bring about a difference? Look for a way to improve things that you have the opportunity to be a part of. Bring people smarter than you to the tables that you're seated at. Michael Dell also said, if you find you're the smartest one in the room, you better find a new room. I dare you to plan to be amazing. And how do you do that? Individually, think about how amazing looks on you, your mother, a friend. Think about reaching out to older women for lessons learned, guidance. Be genuinely supportive to women in business. You may have heard that yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. It's a little boring, but it's true. I'm sure that tomorrow's mysteries are as vast and in how many ways you all will be amazing. Use the gifts that you have today, aligned with your unique passion and drive to meet your personal and career goals. Use the talents you have today, technology, science, athletics, and music, every day. Make a difference whenever you're presented the opportunity. Expect that most times of opportunity will be accompanied with pain and distress, but keep going. Get up when you're knocked down. Really, think about it. If you stay down, how are you going to get to life's next opportunity? You're going to crawl? I dare you to be amazing in this life that's yours. My final story relates to being aware of stereotypes, but not being at war with them. Over the years, something I found interesting is the frequency in which men confess or comment about certain expectations of women based on stereotypes. And surprisingly, how often we do the same thing to each other. Although we know that most stereotypes have basis, whether in the past, right, wrong, or indifferent, perceptions are what they are, and we should be mindful of them in the community and in our workplace.